Now, we may be a year out from a state election, but the political spinners are already hard at work crafting the images they want to sell to you. The elevation of Mark McGowan to ALP leader has delivered Labor some much-needed attention and at the same time got the Liberal strategists working on their game plan. Now, we will see plenty of the leaders over the coming months, and the political imagery will be tightly controlled by teams of minders, spinners, advisors, pollsters and, of course, strategists. Claire Nichols took a look inside the political spin machine.
In the lead up to an election campaign, it's largely impressionistic. It's not a case of people really having great attention to the detail of the policy. It's more about them getting an impression.
In one corner, there's the incumbent.
He's hardly put a foot wrong. He's made a few gaffes, but it's standing up to Canberra. That's gone down very well. Issues of development, they've gone down well too.
Colin Barnett's biggest asset is the fact he is how he appears. His biggest liability is the fact that he is as he appears.
I am just not interested in the other tit-for-tat trivia about people having a couple of beers at a pub on a Friday night.
And in the other, the new face.
I think he has some very significant advantages. He's younger, he's clearly a family person.
He has taken a view that his best bet is to be seen as the suburban bloke, just like you, almost a battler.
And 13 months out from the next state election, the two men are already in battle mode, a fight for the hearts and minds of the electorate, fought with sound bites, news grabs and image sculpting. Former Liberal Party strategist Paul Everingham says both leaders will already be surrounding themselves with a team of election experts, all focused on selling the men to the voting public.
The parties themselves would have already engaged pollsters. So the Liberal Party would have engaged a pollster and the Labor Party. They'd be talking to their advertising teams, so whether they're going to use an agency or an independent consultant, and that'd be at the very formative stage of concepts around TV and radio and newspaper advertising.
Yeah, I think that'd be about her side.
For Mark McGowan, it's already clear what message will be driving his election campaign.
Mr McGowan will push that cost of living profile right through this coming year because it is one of the government's Achilles heels.
I wanted everyone to come down and have a look at this because this is part of the transformation of this city.
Just 3 weeks into the new job, Mr McGowan has already created the portfolios of suburbs and the cost of living and promised cash payments to families with children in years 11 and 12.
He will say, look, I live in the suburbs. I live in Rockingham. I know what it's like living, in sort of Struggle Street, as it were. I mean, he's not in Struggle Street himself, but he knows what it's like.
Everyone calls it the state decisions.
Colin Barnett's team, on the other hand, will play up his solid track record and cash in on his statesman-like profile.
I'd highlight the experience and status and wisdom of senior statesmen like Colin Barnett versus a relatively young, new, inexperienced person like Mark McGowan.
To get the message out there, the parties need money, and lots of it.
TV advertising wins election campaigns. TV advertising costs money, and it only gets more and more expensive in a growing market like Western Australia. So if you don't have money, you don't have TV advertising, and if you don't have TV advertising, you don't win.
And that's where Labor's campaign could fall apart. Lobbyist and former ALP State Secretary John Halden says Labor's till is empty.
And at this moment, the Liberal Party seemingly has something in the order of probably $6-7 million in the bank. I think Labor's probably still running an overdraft.
And as the parties rattle the tin, it's the Liberal Party that's likely to get more support, with the backing of mining companies and big business.
Traditionally, the Liberal Party probably outspends Labor 5-1. I would suggest the opportunity is before them this time to outspend Labor 8-1, 9-1.
Bruce Hawker has overseen scores of Labor election campaigns. He says you can campaign on a budget, but you need to get creative.
You have to be interesting and creative in the way in which you do your story. So, for example, you know, if you've got a register of broken promises, rather than just produce a list, why don't you roll them down the steps of Parliament House in a great big roll, like a big roll of toilet paper or whatever, you know, to create an impression that that list is bigger and dramatic than people might otherwise have thought.
And for both politicians, they're ready to do just about anything.
You don't need pants at the nude beach. You can show it, show it, show it.
It's Rockingham.
Rap's made for me. I mean, that's probably the only person it appeals to. WA is me.
The strategists can spend months crafting a leader's image, but it's these pictures that can really sway people's opinions. Cartoonist Dean ALSTON's job is to cut through the spin.
I think Colin's pretty calm, sort of laid-back sort of character, and he's pretty solid. He's carrying a little bit of weight, so I just make it twice as big. Mark's he's obviously very bright, really bright, very pushy. He's probably upset a few people in the Labor Party. He's getting smaller and smaller, and the sneakers are getting bigger and bigger.
With a year to go, the Liberal Party seems to be unbeatable. Despite holding just a one-seat majority, it's got 3 years of solid performance and good opinion polls behind it. Paul Everingham says the final race, though, will be tight.
The election will be close, regardless of what the polls say now and regardless of what people feel now.
But Peter Kennedy isn't so sure. He says even with a slick campaign and a bright new leader, the best Labor can hope for is a narrow loss.
I think Mark McGowan was installed as the leader by the Labor caucus and the heavyweights to save the furniture. And I think this time round, barring some dreadful unforeseen accident as far as the government's concerned, Mark McGowan's job is to save the furniture as far as the Labor Party is concerned, and possibly he could be the one who would challenge again in 2017, and the Labor supporters would hope he'd win. But, you know, 24 hours is a long time in politics.
Final questions? Yeah, thanks. Okay, good. Okay, thanks, Ron.